Hey YouTubers. My DaVinci Resolve's not working on this computer. It totally sucks. Whatever. So, I just want to get on here and say a couple things. Yesterday was Black Friday. I went Black Friday shopping. Uh, I think that I'm going to name this video "The Truth Will Set You Free." So I might as well get that out of the way because if you don't, and I'll give you some hints, but I'm actually going to make a big PowerPoint, explain it all so that you guys understand. It takes a little while to get there, right? And the first thing you got to realize is I'm stupid. We're all stupid. Everything is dumb. And we will always be dumb. And if you accept that you will never know, I will never know what you need in the moment unless we're interacting. And this thing, you have to turn this thing off and let this thing work and love people unconditionally to make sure that you're loving people in the moment just the way they need it. And don't ever blame anybody for the way you feel, right? Because it interrupts the circuit and you start pulling yourself apart. So, yeah. I'll explain more later so you guys know. There's actual real physics behind it. We're living in this electromagnetic universe that's two poles. Yeah, you have two poles. You'll always have two poles. If you're a created thing, if you're accessing the creation through a created thing, you'll always be two poles. You'll be walking next to the devil. As long as you do the right thing. If you don't, if you're not thinking correctly and you're unconscious of that everything is you, right? If you're unconscious of the fact that everything out there is you, the devil's got power over you in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. And it's always somebody else. It's not you. Because you're unconscious, right? You're one of the peons, right? This is where heaven and earth connect. This three-dimensional reality. And it actually connects everywhere, but you can get out of hell and not interact with it if you don't want to. The devil comes out to play at the end of the cycle to get rid of all the unconscious energy. You have to for evolution to happen, right? You have to be able to consume all that unconscious energy. Something's got to do it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so, don't think negatively about anything. It's all just you. And be grateful. It is pretty cool. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, and you guys can, I'm not going to go into a long video about it in this video. I just wanted to kind of broach the subject because it's important, right? All of us should know if any one of us has something that can heal and free anybody for themselves, you should teach it to them, right? I don't have anything to sell. Right? Just the spoken word. In the beginning was the word. Anyway, my niece Caroline is off the hook. I went over to my brother's for Christmas, and she just turned 5. And man, she is an attention seeker, like you got no idea. I mean, she just trying to get somebody to play with her, do everything, because she's got a younger sister that's, she's like 2, and she's got an older sister that she had felt like she needed to compete with, who's 11 now, I think. I think she's 11. Maybe she's 12. I don't know. She's either 11 or 12. And, yeah, Uncle Brian. As soon as I go over there, it's Uncle Brian this, Uncle Brian that. And, at shortly after I showed up for Thanksgiving, I was like, hey, look, I need to spend some time with some other family. I said, look, there's about 10 people here. That means I should be giving you about 10% of my time. And she kind of looked at me like, say, well, what about everybody people over here laughing, right? Because they have been raising this young girl. Like, you're going to tell this young girl that I'm going to be only give her 10% of my time. But it's always, there's always a supporting energy when you're with kids, and then there's a blocking energy, right? You say, hey, look, this is enough. You need to think about the other people in the room. You always have to do that, right? As a teacher, when you're raising young kids, you're always managing that flow of energy, right? Making kids feel like they're important to you, but at the same time to make sure that they're respecting how other people feel, and that what they want is important, just as important. So that's always a challenge, right? When we're raising kids, and if you don't do that in the right way, you can cause dysfunction. When you're raising kids, you have to do it in a loving way, but making sure you're setting those boundaries constantly, where we're respecting what other people are providing for us and what they have to offer us, because all of us are so special in so many different ways. So yeah, and then everyone wanted to sit down and watch Scrooge, and man, I mean, she's just, if she can't actively get into your energy and just get you focused on her, she's just sitting here, blah 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 blah. It's like, hey, look. So you try and get her interested. The best way I found, especially with kids, is try and get them interested in what you're watching, right? Don't just say, hey, leave me alone. Try and get them interested and explain to them why you find whatever it is you're watching or whatever you're trying to relax. Because we wanted to watch Scrooge, great, Bill Murray show. It's like one of the greatest Christmas shows that there is, right? And it was right near the end of the movie, so she wanted to go outside, and I wanted to go, take her outside, because that's the best thing, right? It doesn't matter how cold it is. If kids want to go outside, take them outside, for God's sakes. Kids want to go outside. Don't make them stay inside. No, bad. But so I got her interested in what, telling her that of this movie, and she quieted down for about a solid 10 minutes, which is, I mean, that's like off the hook for this girl. And I asked her, I said, wasn't that story good? Just because, the way it ended, and Bill Murray basically has a meltdown at the end of that movie because he realizes that he should have been thinking more positively about the people around him, and investing in the people around him more than he was cared about the money and all that stuff, right? It's a really excellent story. And just kids are so precious. I just wanted to share a story that I had with my niece for the holidays, and I'm sure you guys have all kinds of stories that you get to spend time with people. A lot of times we don't get to spend much time with the people we really care about. But I think that's going to change here pretty soon. Because once people know the truth, and the truth can set you free, then all of us will be spending all of our time together. And realize that you've been lied to a long time ago. And you were just buying into someone else's creation is all it is. Right? Yeah. So, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And catch you on the next one.